Welcome back, BMW fans. It's Andre Podianu from BMW Blog, and behind me is the 2026 BMW X1. And in today's video, we're going to go through all the features and functions to make sure that you know your BMW inside out. So starting off with the key, on the front we've got the lock. On the side you have the unlock, trunk, and alarm. Now the unlock acts as two features. It will unlock the car, but also roll down the windows if you hold it. The lock button acts as three features. One will lock the car. If you hold it, it will roll up the windows. We're gonna do a quick walk around, see the vehicle. This is the new Dune Gray color. I absolutely love it. And the vehicle is equipped with the X-Line exterior package and the premium enhanced technology package. So like I said, we're gonna go through every single button, guys, so bear with us here. Starting off with the gas door. Make sure the car is unlocked or else you can't open it. What's new? The fuel now, you can do minimum of 87, but the car does want 91. So that's pretty neat. So we can click the button here to open the trunk, but we can also just kick right in the middle and the trunk will open. You've got your tonneau cover, some extra storage, more storage, and some more storage. You get some oil, the lock nuts for the wheels, and the best microfiber to clean your iDrive display. Love this. Underneath here, you just flip this up. I like that it stays in place now. Lots of storage to put your, blankets, shoes, anything you really want in there. This is the new tire refill kit system, and I like that they really made it smart in a sense that there's Velcro here, so it's going to stick to the floor. It's not going to move around. And this, I'm sure you've seen in our other videos, is the new tire refill kit system. Mounts to the tire. It has its own battery, its own sealant. You can drive up to about 125 miles, 200 kilometers in Canada. And this is pretty cool. Once you install this and you use it, it's now done. You have to go to the BMW dealership. They're going to have to snap it off the car, and they're going to have to get you a new one, a new replacement, and a new tire, of course. Now, the tonneau cover, you can pretty much remove it with one hand if you really want. Click up here, grab this, click up, and now you're simply going to pull out. You're going to pull this way. It's already open. And now you have a lot more space. We can fold the seats down. Let's see what it looks like with the folded seats. I haven't showed this in the other video. So how to fold the seats. There's this latch right here. You pull it. Oh. Pull this one. Now, did you notice that the seat can be adjusted? So yeah, the X1 can actually adjust the rear seat from this latch right there. Really cool. Look how much storage is back here. Now here we've got the closing trunk. It will just close the trunk, but this will lock and close your trunk. So once you finish everything in your trunk here, you can push this and walk away. It's going to close the trunk and lock the car at the same time. Now we also have the feature where you just leave the key in your pocket, and when you approach the vehicle, it's going to unlock automatically. And when you walk away from the vehicle, it will lock automatically. So the vehicle is already locked. And now when I approach it, you're going to see I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching the handle. You heard that beep, the car unlocked. And now I'm going to show you. Look, I'm holding the camera with one hand. My other hand is free. The car is going to lock. You see that? So that's automatic. Love it. If you grab the handle, the car will unlock automatically. And if you touch these ridges, it will lock automatically. So again, these are adjustable. Now in the back here, what do we have is opening and closing for the vents. And you got two USB Type-C chargers. The lights are touch sensitive, so you don't have to push it hard. It's not a button, you just lightly touch it. Window control and your door handle. Pretty self-explanatory. The child lock is manual, whereas on the X3 was through that button. So the child lock is manual here. On the front door card, this will just lock the windows for the rear passengers. Adjusting the mirrors, left mirror, adjusting the right mirror, fold the mirrors, and you use these arrows to adjust. If it's clicked on the left, every time you go into reverse, your passenger mirror will actually tilt so you can see the floor. But if it's clicked on the right, the passenger mirror will not tilt. It's going to stay stationary. Door handle, simple, lock, unlock. Then you've got your seat memories 1 and 2, which honestly I find this redundant because the keys have memory. You have your driver profile. I'm going to show you how to set that up, and each driver is going to have their own seating position, lighting setting, anything electronic you've set in the car, it's going to be programmed to your driver profile. So if you click down, the trunk will open, and then if you pull up, the trunk will close. You just have to, you got to keep holding this button until the trunk actually closed, and it'll even give you a message here that the trunk did close and open. Your seating controls, pretty simple: front, back, up, and down. But you can also tilt it like so. And the backrest, back and forward. It doesn't do anything else. This center part can actually open. There's a handle here. Just lift up and pull, or lift up and push in. Now these are the sport seats. What makes this the sport seat is this extension, and the side bolster just comes out a little bit further than the regular one. The regular seats will stop at about here for the side bolster. And of course, this is adjustable. Click the button here and pull down at the same time so you can close it. Now the rear you can completely remove. Let me show you. I actually find this really useful because a lot of people complain that there's no room, or they can't see it because of the rear window, or they just want more space when they're folding the seats down. So you click this button and you lift all the way up. You're going to notice that it's not going all the way. There's one more button on the side here. So click that, and then you're going to push this button at the same time and lift. Just give me a moment because I need to do it with both hands. So I've clicked it, and now we can fully remove. You can do this for every single headrest. Then you just click it back in, click the button to adjust down, and you can also lift the headrest up, and to fold it down, you click the button to fold down. You have your hood latch here. You see how it says 2X? So you have to pull this twice. Make sure you go all the way. 1, 2. The reason for the 2 clicks is you don't have to get your hands dirty to open up the hood. You can literally open it from anywhere, just like so. All you need to know here is this blue cap. This is your windshield washer fluid. Do not touch or mess with anything here. Leave it to the BMW trained technicians. They will take care of it. Now, I didn't show you that this car has the 360 camera. So you got the camera on the front. You've got the camera on the side mirrors on both sides. This is a little light that's going to illuminate a BMW X1 here on the ground. I don't think you can see it because it's daytime right now, but you'll see it at nighttime. And then the rear camera is right here. And you'll notice this little weird button here. It's not a button, that's the windshield washer for the rear camera. That's right, so you can actually wash this rear camera. Now, on the inside, your start button's right here. So with this button, we can scroll up and down. We can push the button to select, and we can also push left and push right. This can do a little bit more. This gear here will customize the screen. So click the gear, go left, left, and you can scroll up and down with the button here. And what we'll have here is trip data information, assisted view, so it shows you like cars around and pedestrians around. That's your compass if you have no navigation set. The map, which one of my favorite features. G-forces. And media information. Now, if you toggle to the right, so you see I'm just clicking left and right, we scroll up and down, we can change the design, we can change the layout of the screen. So you can have it more compact, like this, or more futuristic. So if you want to see how it looks like with the map, and look how quick and easy it is to use. It's amazing, I love it. And then if we toggle to the right again, and scroll up and down, you can change what information is being showed in the head-up display. This is also to change the media input. So from radio to Bluetooth or Sirius XM. Answer the phone call, hang up the phone call. But if there's no phone call happening, when you click this, it'll give you the read dial list, which is awesome. Now it knows that no phone is connected. So the moment I click that, it's wanting me to select the phone to hook up. Very nice. The microphone, if you click it once, it's for the car's voice command. But if you hold it, it'll activate the Siri on your phone or Google Assistant if you have Android. So first, before showing you any of the features and functions, we need to log into the driver profile. The reason we have to do that is because some of the features just won't be available to use if we're not logged into the profile. So how to log in, I'm going to show you. If you miss the pop-up, the icon at the very top here, the little human, you're going to click it. You're going to go to change profile. You're going to click add profile. Continue. We do have a profile. And now it's going to generate a QR code where we have to scan with our app. Go to the app. You're going to open it. So from the app, once you're logged in, go to the small human on the bottom. You're going to go to the top gear, and then you're going to click scan. Pretty simple. It's logged in here. Login successful. Excellent. Thank you. And now it's going to log in here. It's going to basically download my driver profile from my other vehicle. So it just takes a quick moment to check the BMW ID. It's going to download the data from online. The seats, steering, everything is going to adjust to my last seating profile. Now, this is very important. You must watch this. You're going to log into the app again. Now, you need to go to your car garage here at the very top right-hand side. And we should have our dune gray here. So additional information required. You just got to click continue, continue, accept, agree, and finish. Awesome. Then we're going to get a quick update here that it's been added. Excellent. So now let's go through all the buttons and features because we're set up to fully enjoy the BMW. Now, let's just say that you didn't get the screen and you want to go to hook up another device. You're going to go to the home page. Then you're going to find mobile devices. Now that you're in the mobile device section, go to Bluetooth. Don't do anything on your phone. On the screen, you're going to click the name of your phone. Now on your phone, it's going to ask you if you want to pair. You're going to say yes, pair. Allow. And then it's going to ask you to connect CarPlay on your phone. You're going to say yes, connect. On the car, use Apple CarPlay. Continue. And then on your phone, just one more time, you got to click allow, and then you're fully connected. So now that I have my CarPlay hooked on here, if I click the microphone once, it's for the car. What's the weather? But if I hold it...
On Sunday, it will be partly cloudy with light rain and temperatures between 14 and 24
Thank you very much.
Celsius in current location.
Very nice. Now, if you hold the microphone, it's going to activate the Siri on your phone. What's the weather?
You'll need to turn on location services for... It's currently cloudy and 24 degrees.
So what I like about this is that if you're driving and you need to send a message to someone, you can focus on the road and still send your message. So I can hold this. Hey, I'm doing a video and I'm going to be another hour here, so I'm going to probably be late for dinner.
It says, hey, I'm doing a video and I'm going to be another hour here, so I'm going to probably be late for dinner.
Now that we're logged in, it's very crucial that we do the correct setup. So we're going to go step by step. We're going to link the key to your driver profile, meaning that when you unlock the car with that specific key, it knows it's you, the driver profile, that's going to take the adjustments for the seats, mirrors, lighting, all that good stuff. So not just that, we need to go to additional settings, and we have to make sure that the data privacy, everything is checked on. Because if it's not, a lot of things will not work, like the 360 camera, the interior camera. So I'm just going to go through everything and accept everything. It's pretty self-explanatory what it is. we're not done just yet. We got to go back one page. We got to set up the personal assistant. Continue, continue, activate, continue, activate, and finish. It's going to be downloading the English language package here. You're going to see some weird things happening here, like this flashing. That's the infrared. That's going to be reading your eyes. Why? Because this thing has the advanced driver's assistance package. So when you set your cruise control, it'll keep the distance from the car in front of you, keep you in the lane, and watch your eyes if you're paying attention to the road. So let's start off with every single button. We've got here your light settings. So when you click this, it's going to take you to the iDrive screen where you can set different things, like for the headlights, do I want the automatic high beams on? I do. I love that feature. If there's no reflection of light or any headlights in front of you, it'll turn on the high beam for the vehicle. And if there's any type of light in front of you, it'll turn off the high beam. So it does it automatically. I love it. Lights are also set on auto, so it's going to automatically turn on and off at night. Then you can go to the parking lights, and I can turn on the parking lights, or I can turn the left or the right one on. So you'll see this only active when the engine is off. So you'll see now that I can actually activate my parking lights, or the left side or the right side. And you'll see on the vehicle here, nice, I don't have to go outside and show you. So on the left and on the right. So you're probably wondering, like, what's the reason for this? It's actually very smart. If you ever park on the side of the road or on any road that doesn't have any street lighting, for example, if you parked on the right side of the road, so the passenger side is close to the curb, the left side of your vehicle is exposed to other drivers. And if it's very dark, they might not see you. But if you have your left side lights on, they will see you from the front or from the back, and they won't hit your car, hopefully. Then we can do the same for the right side. So if you're parking on the left side of the street, you can light up the right side. This will stay on for, I think, 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I know guaranteed 3 hours, but let's say 3 to 5 hours. Then we've got settings here where we can have the rear daytime driving lights on or off. Triple turn signal, so one touch turn signal, meaning that if you just flick your if you just flick it, it's going to flash 3 times and then turn off. Excellent for changing lanes. But if you click all the way down, it's going to hold it, and the moment you turn the wheel, it'll turn off. I like this. So it knows that I'm in the fuel reserve, and it's asking me if I want to find any gas stations around. That's really convenient. Pathway lighting, so you can actually change the amount of time that your headlights will stay on when you exit the vehicle and lock it. Turn off the vehicle, flick your high beams on, and then exit the vehicle and lock the car. Your headlights will stay on to give you pathway lighting for as much time as you need. And then you can have the welcome and goodbye lighting turned in a different method, or you can just have them off. But I like the original, very nice. So when you unlock the car, the front headlights and the rear headlights will have some type of cool design, and you can customize them right there. Then you've got here the automatic lights. So that's a quick way to turn on or off that automatic light, or turn off the lights completely. Now this can only be done when your car is off, not when your car is on. Now you're going to notice as we're going through things, I might talk about things that we've already gone through, because with BMW, there's a lot of things that you can do in different ways, but the same thing. So for example, I can ask it for the weather with a voice command, but I can also just go here and check the weather. Your turn signal, very simple, left and right. If you pull towards you, it's just a flash. You'll see that, the blue light there, that's just flashing. But to keep the high beams on, we need to push forward. And once you do that, the high beams will stay on automatically. They won't do it now because it's daylight, so the car knows. On the left, we have the cruise control. And on the right, we've got the adjustment for your volume, the cluster, your phone, and the voice command. So the cruise control, you turn it on. It's going to set your current speed. So I don't know if you noticed, but this just went to 30. Mode will switch between the self-driving and the distance. So the one on the left will just keep a distance from the car in front of you. And the one on the right will keep a distance and steering. If you can see, there's actually a steering wheel and no steering wheel. So if you see the steering wheel, it will steer for you. And if there's no steering, it's just going to keep the distance from you. You can set a new speed, and you can also adjust your speed from here. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I set the distance control? There used to be 2 buttons here in the previous models. Now you actually have to go through the home screen. You got to go home, then you have to go to the driving mode. Now instead of going this way, like I said, multiple ways of doing the same thing. So driving settings is right there. That's the same as me pushing this button right there. So now that I'm in the driving settings, I'm going to go to driver's assistance. You go to driving, and this is the section where you can set your distance. So distance control, I like it close. So when you have your cruise control on, this is the section where you can customize how close or far you are from the vehicle in front of you. And we're going to deep dive in this in just a moment. So that was the cruise control on the left. On the right, we've got the volume. We can scroll up and down for the radio stations, which we'll see in the head-up display here. So if you scroll up and down, you get the radio stations. If you click left, you can switch what type of source you want for the radio station. Sirius XM, Bluetooth audio if you have it. And then if you push down on the button, it will select. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but there's these little slits here. These are actually lights. It'll turn green or red. So when you're using the self-driving, it'll notify you that it's on. And if it turns red, it's notifying you that the steering is going to turn off, depending on the situation. But also for the rear backup assistant. So when I put the car in reverse, I can click the start reverse parking here or start backup assistant. That's the one we want to use. But did you know that you can also click it here? That's pretty cool. I'm going to click the start backup assistant. So you notice how it's on right now? Very cool. So what the backup assistant does, since I'm in this section here, it's going to steer for me automatically while I control the gas. So if you ever enter in a situation in a parking lot or scenario where it becomes a dead end, instead of trying to like 5-point turn or 7-point turn out of there, we click the backup assistant and the car would have recorded 50 meters of your steering input. So it's always going to record the last 50 meters of your steering and mimic that on the reverse. All you need to do is just control the brake and the gas. It's showing you where it's going. The green lights are on. I'm not even checking my mirrors because I'm confident in my system. Now, you should check the mirrors because if any object comes behind you, the car will not stop automatically. I'm controlling the brake. I'm controlling the gas, not the car. The car is only going to control the steering. So keep that in mind, it's very important. You see how they turned red now? It's telling me that that feature is now canceled. So that's the purpose for those lights right there. On the windshield wiper, you can click it up once. This is now the automatic mode. So the faster the wiping, the faster the raining, the faster the wiping. You can adjust the sensitivity of the rain sensor. So this is not the speed, this is for the sensitivity of the rain sensor. And I know that because when you're in the auto, you'll see it adjust. But if you click the toggle one more time up, or the stalk I should say, it's now moving at this speed. This is not going to do anything. Absolutely nothing. The speed is in the toggle when you click it up. So that's the fastest speed. That's the slow speed. Green light, it's automatic. And you adjust the sensitivity right here. For the rear wiper, you can twist this to turn it on. You can twist more to splash the back. Or if you're in the off position, you twist it towards you and it's going to splash the back. And to splash the front, of course, you just pull it towards you. Just like a regular vehicle. Now, did you know that in the automatic mode, when it's raining and you have the wipers on automatic, the BMW brake pads from time to time will lightly touch the brake rotor to shave off any moisture on the rotor so that when you need the brakes immediately, it's metal on metal contact. There's no moisture in between. So now moving on to the rest of the buttons, we have the center console here where you have your gear selector, the on off for the engine, and this is your park. The park doubles as your handbrake. So if I'm in drive, I go to P, it's going to go to park and put the handbrake automatically. Love that. This is to activate the cameras. It'll activate the full 360 camera, but this acts as another button. If you hold it for 2 seconds, it's going to activate the recording. So that those 360 cameras, which I showed you earlier, can be used as a dash camera. recorder, which is amazing. You don't have to buy a camera to have the front and the back, because it's going to record it automatically if you get into an accident. But not just the front and the back, but the side and side. So what other vehicles do you know out there, not Tesla, that have side view recording in case of an accident? My modes will take you to the section where you can change how the vehicle behaves and how it drives. This actually changes the driving characteristics of the vehicle. So we have the personal mode, which is a balanced drive. To switch back to the mode, you can click this 3 boxes here, or just push my modes again. You can go to sport. This changes the cluster. It makes the lights red. It makes the steering a bit more stiff. The throttle is more sensitive. It'll hang the RPMs a little bit more, and it makes the suspension a little bit tighter so that when you're taking turns, there's less body roll, which is really nice. But you can also voice command what mode you want to be in. Hey BMW, put me in efficient mode.
Great. I have activated efficient mode.
So my cluster changed, the lighting changed to blue. Efficient mode will actually change how your vehicle drives as well. So it's recommending not to give 50% of power. Stay within that bandwidth when you're accelerating. So it wants you to keep the RPMs low. How it accomplishes keeping RPMs low, it actually skips gears. This does have an 8-speed transmission, and it'll actually go 2, 4, 6, 8. That's how it keeps the RPMs very low. When you go down a very steep hill, we have a feature called coasting. So when you're going down the slight hill and you let go of the gas pedal, your car actually goes to neutral. You're free coasting down the hill, not wasting any type of fuel. And once you touch the gas, the transmission is going to connect with the engine. You don't even feel it. You just keep driving. Using that feature over time will absolutely save you fuel. Did you notice that you can customize some of the modes? So if you go to individual settings, we can adjust some settings. So a lot of people were asking before, when you start the vehicle, is it always going to start in a specific mode? And usually in personal, but it won't start in sport mode or in efficient mode. You can have it set to start in expressive mode or in the digital art, which I'll explain that in just a moment. But basically the efficient settings here is when you're in the eco mode and you have the fan full blast and you come to a red light, engine will shut down to save fuel, but it'll also reduce the climate to save electricity. And then also it might reduce, if you turn this off, it'll turn on and off that high beam assistant so that it's not using too much electricity from the vehicle. If we go to other modes like sport, and I go to individual settings, this I can change to have the drivetrain in sport or comfort, the driving dynamics, so my traction control, I can have it in sport, sport plus, or DSC completely off. So that's one quick way of how to turn off the traction control through there. Steering, you can customize it to be comfort or sport. And you can mix match these, which is really nice. So I can have the drivetrain in sport and the steering in comfort, or steering in sport and drivetrain in comfort. Very nice. Cool, you can add a picture. I'm gonna upload my cat's picture on here, Romeo. So whatever picture I select, it'll customize the ambient lighting to reflect that picture. Wow, that's actually pretty neat. So if I go to efficient, everything changed to blue. My cluster is like that. But if I want to adjust the cluster, I cannot. I can just change what content is showing and my head-up display. If I go back to the personal mode and I go to the gear, I now have the full control of the layout. So it's just one of those things that you have to get used to, and it is what it is. These are the driving modes. So again, on the screen, we've got driving mode. Now what this driving mode can do, it gives you the options to change settings for your drivetrain and chassis, but also setting driver's assistance features like the safety and warnings, the parking, driving. So let's go through them one by one. Safety and warnings. We can customize the front collision warning, lane departure, the blind spot, side collision prevention, exit warning, fatigue alert. So let's go through them. Front collision warning. You can select how sensitive you want the vehicle to notify you that you're approaching a vehicle too fast. And if you do, the car will tap the brake to get your attention. Now, because this vehicle has the self-driving, the advanced driver's assistance package, the car will come to a complete stop. Very important, if you do not have the driver's assistance package, your car will not come to a complete stop. It'll tap the brake to get your attention, but it won't stop completely. It's just to get your attention and to minimize the impact. This says it in the manual. Lane departure warning, if I exit the lane without signaling, the steering wheel is going to vibrate. But if you don't take action, the car will put you back in the lane, which is really nice. You can customize to have steering intervention on or off. The steering intervention only works above 60 kilometers an hour. And again, you can customize the sensitivity. Active blind spot, adjust the sensitivity of the blind spot monitor. So if there is a car in your blind spot, that triangle right there will turn on or off. And of course, we can have steering intervention on or off. The steering intervention only works above 60 kilometers an hour. Warning when turning. Basically, if you're going to be turning and there's a car there, it's going to give you a warning by shaking the steering wheel as a backup in case you didn't see that triangle. And again, these are all customizable as you saw. Side collision prevention. This is if you're driving down the road, somebody's beside you and they're going to kind of move into your lane. Your car will actually have steering intervention to move over only if you're going above 30 kilometers an hour. That's very cool. Exit warning. If you're going to open up the door, you or your passenger is going to exit the vehicle. It's going to warn you if there's any vehicles flying from behind you approaching. So if you can see here, there's like a car speeding up as you're opening up the door. So I like to have this on expanded. It'll give you a warning on the screen and an audible beep. Fatigue alert. This is basically if you're driving for a long time, these sensors here are going to monitor your eyes. It's going to monitor the steering input in terms of if you're touching the line too many times, if that lane departure warning keeps coming on, then the car will tell you that, hey, maybe you should take a break. You've been driving for too long. And you're going to get a little coffee cappuccino type of icon on the screen to notify you that you should take a break. You can have it sensitive, standard, or turn it off. Now, emergency stop, this is really cool. This is really neat with the advanced driver's assistance package. If there's any emergency situation where the sensor is not reading your eyes, like you've fallen asleep or you've just had some type of medical emergency, the car will actually come to an emergency stop. It pulls over and comes to a complete stop. Now, I don't know how much it pulls over, but I do know it pulls over and comes to a full stop, which is just phenomenal, very safe. Speed warning. So I can tell my car if I'm going above a certain speed to warn me. So if I'm going above 140, 141, the car's gonna go ding, 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 ding. It's not gonna stop dinging until you drop down your speed. It's telling you that you told me to tell me that I'm going above a specific speed. And if you're driving at a certain speed, you can choose adopt current speed. Right now I'm not moving anywhere, so it's gonna give me the least amount, 6. Speed limit exceeding. So again, do I want it to tell me if I'm exceeding the speed limit of the road? So not the speed limit of what I've set, the speed limit of the road. So there's a camera back here and a camera in here that will actually read the street signs and pretty much give you a flash warning and audible beep if you're going above the city street posted sign. So that's pretty cool. That was this button. Auto H is auto hold. Now, the shifter, I skipped this because I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you have this vehicle, you're already driving it, you know how to go into drive, you click all the way down, click all the way up for reverse, just click a little bit to go to neutral. And if you click down twice, you go into the lower gear mode and you'll see here L1 or drive. And I'm just clicking down to switch between the two. So L1 and D. So this is like that lower speed L1, L2 gears if you're trying to accelerate from being in a stuck situation or you just need a bit more torque. You can use that. P again, park and handbrake at the same time. But Auto H holds the handbrake until you touch the gas. So you come to a complete stop like we are now. We're in drive. If I let go of the brake pedal, the car's not going to go anywhere. Only when I touch the gas, the car will drive. The next time I make a complete stop, I can let go of the brake, relax the foot. It's also telling me that Auto H is on here. And the moment I turn it off, I don't have it anymore, meaning that if I let go of the brake, the car's gonna roll. I really love this feature. Not like, I love this feature. Volume. Changing songs, left and right. And if you hold it, it'll fast forward if you're on a specific like Bluetooth audio. Now, the volume acts as three things. Volume. Clicking it once is to mute. But if you hold it, this will reset the system. Now, from time to time, this is a little trick that you need to know. If you have any issues with your CarPlay or with your Android Auto or any glitches with the system, you're gonna keep holding this button, okay? You notice how I'm holding it? You're gonna hold it until the navigation screen turns off. So in just a couple seconds here, screen turns off. You're gonna keep holding, do not let go of the button. Keep holding. You're gonna keep holding until this navigation screen turns back on. Keep holding. Keep holding. Now, you see how it turned back on? I let go of my hand. So the system is restarting. This is a soft reset for the vehicle, just in case you have any issues. Here, we've got the USB Type-Cs. That's pretty neat, like that. And then this is your wireless charger. So I like to call this the phone seatbelt. You're gonna open it. You're gonna put your phone here, and then close the seatbelt so the phone's not gonna be moving front and back when you're accelerating. And then it's gonna show you that it's charging. Love it. It'll also show you a notification on the screen once it finishes loading everything that the phone is also charging. So you click this to open up the small space we have here. This is stationary. This does not move, it's static. You got some storage under here where you can put, you know, a wallet, your phone, keys, change, whatever you want to do. So now we're going to do a deep dive in the iDrive 9. So on the left, these buttons will always be here. You have your back button, media, telephone, and the car's navigation. Here we have the plus and minus for the temperature. This is the full climate menu, your CarPlay, all the apps for the vehicle, the passenger setting for their climate. You have your full touchscreen here, but also these are quick shortcuts. So if I click the time, it's going to take me to the time section. If I click on the BMW profile, it's going to take me to the driver profiles where I can switch another driver. If I click on the mute button, it's going to unmute. It's going to unmute the music. And you just saw another shortcut. If you slide from the top down, I have a bunch of shortcuts I can select. If I click on add shortcut, I can choose from here, which are pretty minimal. But if you go to the home page and you go to all the apps, I can make any of these icons a shortcut. So I like drive recorder as a shortcut. I'm going to push and hold. Add to shortcut. And you'll see now that from anywhere on the screen, if I slide from the top down, I have my shortcuts there. So I'm going to add a few more just to show you guys. So I like the interior camera. And the interior camera is here. So this camera can be used to take like a selfie inside of the vehicle, just capture a moment with your family and friends. If the windows are open and you lock the vehicle, the alarm might turn on because of these ultrasonic sensors. These sensors are meant to measure the pressure inside of the vehicle. So if the windows are closed and somebody breaks in your car, it's changing that cabin pressure. That's the sensor that's going to notify the alarm to turn on. To deactivate this, when you lock the car, so if you leave the windows open, you're going to click the lock button once, and within 30 seconds, you're going to click lock again. This light is going to flash red to notify you that the interior sensor has been turned off. You can open and close the sunroof from here. So if you click back, we'll open up the sunshade, which is already open. If you click it back again, it will open up the actual sunroof. So it has a couple modes. This is one of them. If I click back one more time, that's the max setting. So it's actually a very, very big sunroof for its class. And a shortcut to close it in one shot, if you double click, so forward is close. If I do 1, 2, it's going to close the sunshade and the sunglass at the same time. So I don't have to wait for the sequence of first the glass and then the sunshade. It's doing them both at the same time. Love it. And then if you click up, it's to tilt the sunroof. So you see that small like angle there, the small click up. We're going to click it. It's just going to tilt the window. So you can actually, I love this. You can have the shade closed to keep you protected from the sun, but still allow the air to escape. I don't know if you can see, but Let me open this. You'll see that it's cracked open right there. There it is. And then if you click up again, we'll close. The reading lights, again, touch sensitive. It's not a button, it's just a very light touch, very simple. The SOS button, passenger reading light, all the lights. And then this button here is to go to the interior lighting. So if I click this, on the screen takes me to the interior lighting, where if you didn't know, all these reading lights, you can adjust the brightness. So I can turn on and off from here. I can adjust the brightness. How cool is that? More bright, less bright. So I can do them individually. So front driver, front passenger, rear driver, or behind the driver. You can tell it to turn on the light when you open up the door, which is really nice. I'm going to turn all of these off. On the left here, we can go to the ambient lighting and customize the lighting in here, turn it on or off, change the color. You have about 15 colors. You can adjust the brightness for the light. You can reduce the light for nighttime driving. It basically just but reduces the main lights that are in front of you, but it will still keep the floor lights and the rear lights at the highest. Lighting effects, that is for the steering. So we can have that on or off. Welcoming lights, do you want on or off? Safety warnings, that's for the entering and exiting of the vehicle. I told you if you open up the door and there's a car that's going to fly past you, it's going to give you a visual and audible warning. Locking, unlocking, do you want it to flash on the outside? I like that. And incoming calls, do you want this to flash when a phone call is coming in? Yes. Cockpit brightness, you can adjust the brightness of that screen only at night. So it's daytime now, it's not going to do it. Only at nighttime can I adjust the brightness of this screen. But ultimately, I can tell the vehicle, hey BMW, change interior lighting to green.
Okay, I will set the light color to emerald.
Let's go back. Where were we? There's so many things to do here. Shortcuts. Mobile devices, add to shortcuts, perfect. So I've selected all the shortcuts which I think are good enough for me right now. We have these icons, that is every app in the vehicle. Categorize it a little bit easier for you to see. So all the apps on top just show me infotainment apps, the car's infotainment apps, but also CarPlay if you're connected, only vehicle settings, and my recently used apps. I can also search. So if there's too much stuff, I can just put record for the recorder, and I've got the drive recorder there. But like I told you, many ways to do the same thing. I have drive recorder as a shortcut. I like that it stays on the last screen that I use. That's very convenient. Let's go back to all. Now let's quickly go through all of these apps. BMW ID, that's the same thing as clicking that. That's where you go to change your driver profile or add a new driver profile. You can also go there to the profile settings to make more customizations like we originally did with the key detection. So when I unlock the car with that specific key, it knows I'm the driver, and to set the settings to my last seating position. My BMW ID, I want it to synchronize across all vehicles. So if I jump into another BMW, all I have to do is just scan the code, and it's going to take my profile settings into that new vehicle. Manage profiles, I can delete a driver from here. I'm the active primary user, very good. And then lock screen. You can set a PIN. This is for to access your driver profile with a PIN. So for example, I'm just going to set a quick PIN, the most easiest one. You can make as many numbers as you want. So now it's going to start the profile. When I select this, it's going to ask me for a PIN. So more security here. If you share your key with someone, you have extra protection by saving your profile settings with the PIN. So only once I enter that PIN can I then get those settings. I'm just going to move the car here for the shadow. So when you go to reverse, all the cameras are going to come on automatically. You've got your main camera here, the top view camera, and you can actually select the left side the right side. I don't know why the music just turned on all of a sudden. My rear, and then automatic, because I'm in reverse. Assisted view. This will just show me like what areas are around,
Show gas stations.
where I can park. It's going to read parking spots around us. Panorama view will give you a very wide view when you're in the rear. And if you go to more, I can access my 3D view where I can choose to go around a full 360. This is so cool. Car wash view, this will give me a top view and also show me where the wheels are so you can keep them within the car wash tracks. The settings here, sound when available, so the beeping, not only the beeping for the parking, but when it reads a parking spot, it'll ding you that it found a parking spot. Show assistance for driving, so that's the emergency braking. So when you're reversing, if it's going to read any objects that are coming from the side, or if you approach an object without braking, the car will give you an emergency brake. This is the one for the sides. Automatic PDC, so that's the dinging when you're approaching an object for the sensors to tell you how close or far you are from the object in front of you, and you can increase the volume here. That's the beeping. Drive off monitoring. I've never used this. Basically, it reduces heavy acceleration off the line. So it's good for, like, I don't know, tight spaces. I don't know why I'd use this. Cross traffic warning. So if an object driving across me in the back, this will give me a warning. Brake intervention, it'll intervene with braking. Panorama view for GPS, I love this. I can activate my front camera. So I'm going to click this. Go to drive to actually get the front camera. In the panorama view, I can add an activation point. So when I add the activation point, every time the vehicle comes in that specific location, it'll turn on the front camera every single time. And the purpose to use the front camera, it's not to see how close you are in front of you. It's meant to see what's around a corner. So let me show you here. So from where I'm sitting here, I can't see anyone coming from there or from there. It's pretty hard. I have cars blocking me. So if there was a kid here, I couldn't see it. If there was somebody pushing a stroller or a dog or anything, I just couldn't see it. So I'm in drive. I've activated the front camera, as you see. And then you go to panorama view. I can literally now creep out just a little bit and see around that car. Look at that. I can see fully around the vehicle. From where I'm sitting as a driver, you could not see that. But with the camera, you can. Love it. And once you've saved all your activation points, you can manage your activation points. You can configure them, move them around, delete them. Do you want the parking sound on or off? That's a quick way to do it here as well. And then we can turn on or off the parking guidelines and the obstacle markings. So I'll show you what that looks like. So the lines are here. Every time I'm moving the wheel, you can see those lines moving. And then the obstacle markings, you'll see them right there. It's basically, that's my rear bumper, but it's showing me a fake obstacle that I'm getting close to a real obstacle. So before I hit it, it's like a buffer zone. Pretty smart. Let's exit this. So that's everything with the cameras. Connected Drive store, you can go there to access your Connected Drive store and make purchases. Personal assistant, you can turn on or off the Hey BMW. You can change the language for the personal assistant, so I can speak in a different language, which is really cool. Do you want it to be harmonious or expressive? I like it the way it is. And of course, it's going to take information and send it to the cloud to improve itself. And speech assistant, you can set up your Alexa through here, personal assistant, Hey BMW, it's the same thing. Voice control. So it gives you some tips and tricks about how to use the system. Pretty cool. AirConsole games, you can go here to play video games. Your cell phone becomes the controller, and the video is going to play on there, which is pretty neat. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay setup, the BMW Assist call, BMW messages. So when you send addresses from your phone to the car, you'll see it in the BMW messages. You can go to the BMW maps, the climate, displays. I can customize the head-up display here. So on the left, head-up display, I can adjust the height, the rotation, the brightness, and if I wanted to show if I'm in a specific mode, which I actually really like. And then cockpit brightness, so adjust the brightness for this, that's the cockpit, and then control display is this one. So only at night can you adjust it. You can also turn off the control display, and to turn it back on, just click any button on the screen. Oh, nice. Once I lock my screen, it closes that. That's pretty cool. System settings. Go to change the time, the language, voice control, change units from like kilometers to miles, liters, 100 kilometers, horsepower to kilowatt power, pounds-feet of torque to newton meters, pressure, PSI to bar. Very cool. Remote software upgrade. So we're on the highest one, iDrive 9. Rear occupant alert, so it's going to show me if there is somebody not buckled in the back. So you can put the car in a deep sleep with the anti-theft alarm. Wow, that's awesome. I like that. Wireless charging tray, yes. We want that to be working, so you can actually turn that off. Reset the vehicle data, so it sets everything back to default. Wi-Fi, turn on or off, and it gives you the Wi-Fi code. Bluetooth gives you Bluetooth information, and driver's assistance map version. Instrument cluster, do I want the assisted driving information? Yes. And when I'm using the head-up display, do I want the music information to be showed in the head-up display or in the cluster? That's pretty cool. Driver's assistance, you can convert the speed, so it'll show both speeds. What? That's cool. Love it. So for guys traveling to the States and to Canada back and forth, you can never get caught for speeding because you know exactly what you're doing. Speed limit assistance, we've already gone through that. Time period for data, for trip data. So you can monitor your trips. This is the same as the live view. So it's a couple ways of getting there. The live view just shows you information about the vehicle. This is pretty neat that it shows you the actual animations, which I really like. I like that. Trip data, you can monitor since a specific time, since the start of the trip, since the refuel, you can reset. Vehicle status, so you can check the tire pressure, check the oil. You can actually even measure the oil here, which is pretty cool. Check control, so I'm at 3 kilometers of range left until the engine dies, and then what service has to be done. Terrain view is pretty cool if you're ever going off-roading. It'll show you like the steering input, it'll show you the pitch of the vehicle, it'll show you the roll of the vehicle, it'll show you which part of the wheels are actually moving, and it also shows you the angle of the vehicle, which is really nice. Let's see this. If I do a hard brake, look how much it dove, -1. And then accelerate. And then we're above sea level, 193 meters. Awesome, that's pretty cool. Drive recorder, we've gone through. Driving settings, it's the same as this. Exterior lighting, so I can customize that ambient lighting. It's the same as pushing this button. So we've already gone through that, no sense to go through it again. Interior camera, we've gone through. Interior lighting, we've gone through. Doors and windows, I can come here to customize which door I want to unlock when I click the unlock button. Do I want the car to unlock and lock automatically? Do I want it to fold the mirrors? Do I want it to flash when I lock or unlock? And do I want it to beep as well when I lock or unlock? When you turn off the car, it unlocks the door. When you go to park, it will unlock the door. Lock after a short time, so if you unlock the vehicle but you don't open the actual door, the car is going to lock back up to make sure that it stays secured, and then turn off after opening door. So I come to a stop, I go to park, I open up the door, engine shuts off. Pretty cool. And then vehicle key, I can make the vehicle key when I click the trunk button. What do I want it to do? Just open up the tailgate, tailgate and doors, or tailgate will only open if the vehicle is already unlocked, or lock the tailgate button, which means that this button will not be active. You cannot use it. It's pretty cool if you ever click it by mistake. Tailgate, you can adjust the height here. You can tell it to open and close with the foot. And then automated window, you can have specific areas to open up the window automatically for like a drive-through. Keys, you can set up your digital key here. You put it here to activate. I don't have it with me here. And then the vehicle key, again, the same area that we were just in for the tailgate. Live vehicle, we've already gone through. Media, that's to go to like my music. And you can change the radio up here. You can change your sound here. Treble, bass, balance, enhanced sound. Vehicle settings, again, do you want to, when you're accelerating, to increase the volume for speed? Do you want to adjust the navigation volume here? Parking sensor, gong for the seatbelt. Pretty neat. Mobile devices, you can go there to add a new phone, delete a new phone. Memory, I can check the memory of my vehicle here, not needed. Mobile devices, to add a new device, connect new device. To delete an old device, you click the actual phone name, scroll down and remove. You can also switch between the CarPlay and the regular Bluetooth audio. My highlights, whenever there's anything cool from BMW that they're gonna send for like Canada Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you're gonna have a cool animation there. My modes is the same as pushing the My modes here. Notifications takes you to the section that you can turn off certain notifications, but also tells you that, hey, the car will also die because we're at 1 kilometer. Open source compliance just gives you information about the legal status of this. Owner's manual built in. Parking sensors information there. Seat comfort. You can adjust some seat settings here, like set the seat positions. And we've got the comfort exit. So I'm going to put the vehicle in park. The moment I unlock my seatbelt, my seat's going to move, look. And then the moment I put my seatbelt on, let's see if you can see the seatbelt move. You see that? Unlock. Buckled back in. I love that. That is so cool. And then automatically use the seat position, of course. When you're logged into your profile, it's going to take your last seating position. Seat climate control. Same thing as pushing right here to activate my heated steering wheel or heated seats. Service centers. This will do a quick search of service centers around me. BMW Auto House is the closest one. We can start the guidance there. Very cool. You can also even call them, or roadside assistance. Search for a new service provider, or remove this service provider. Telephone. This is going back to my CarPlay. So it knows that I'm connected to CarPlay, so only show my phone calls in the CarPlay. Vehicle status, the same as the live vehicle, and clicking on vehicle status. So actually I can make that a shortcut. I like that. Game controllers. This is next level, guys. It's allowing you to set up a game controller with the car. So I'm gonna bring my my PS4 controller, and I'm gonna see if that can connect, and I can use it as a controller for the AirConsole games. I believe I've covered everything. I'm gonna quickly show you how to park. So we're in drive. Our seatbelt is on. We're gonna click the parking sensor button. And as you slowly pass a parking spot, so I see a spot here. It's telling me that I found a spot, but I don't want to park there. I want to park in between these cars here. So my back bumper is gonna pass the actual car. The car is gonna tell me that I found a parking spot, so I can click on start reverse parking. Once you click the start reverse parking, you're gonna let go of the steering wheel, you're gonna let go of the brake. You are gonna hover the brake, because if the object behind you is moving at the same time as you, your car might not stop in time. The car is gonna make its own adjustments. Like I mentioned earlier, those lights will stay on to notify you that it is in the automatic steering mode. So I'm not doing anything here, like literally nothing. The car is parking automatically for us. It doesn't read any parking lines, so you can actually park during a snowstorm. It's reading the actual object and parking you as close as possible with equal space on both sides of the object. It's gonna make a minor adjustment. Goes to park automatically. Love it. And then I said I was gonna show you how to open up the key. There's a button on the back. You're gonna push it. At the same time, you're gonna jiggle this off. You can then slide the key out, pull it out, and then you can use this to lock that glove box, but also open up the driver door if the key ever dies. You're gonna take that key, open up the driver door handle, find the cylinder, and then we can manually turn to unlock the door to get inside. Then you place the key here at the same time as clicking the start button. And that's how you can start the engine if the battery ever dies. And to replace the battery, you're gonna find the small insert there. You're gonna put the key in and you're gonna just swivel it out. And now we have the battery exposed. You can change your battery. Very simple. Click it back in to make sure it's tight. You're gonna put the key in this little swivel here. Okay, you're gonna slide it back in and then put the cover back on. That's it. So that was a full tutorial and explanation on the 2026 BMW X1. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for more videos like this.